Hi, I'm Robbin Miller, and today EJ and I will be reading holiday books. EJ will be reading a Christmas story, and I'll be reading a Hanukkah story called Nana's Hanukkah Surprise. And for those that have elves, this year the elf will be quarantined. He'll be wearing a mask. So other people have him in a tube to show that he's in quarantine for 30 days, but he could just wear the mask. Definitely symbolic of this year with the holidays. Okay, so I'm going to read this book.
Who's reading?
Written by Karen Feesman, illustrated by Martha Alavis. And this is a PJ Library book from Springfield, Massachusetts. Okay, so here we are by Carbon Publishing. All right. Here we are. I'm going to start. Do we have to go? Asked Rachel, trying to keep her voice from wobbling. Mom looked surprised. You love visiting Daddy's family, she said. But we're Miss Hanukkah, said Rachel. Nana and the cousins celebrate Christmas. Don't worry, honey, said Daddy. The rest of my family does celebrate Christmas, but we'll bring Hanukkah along too. You'll see, it will be fun for us to share our holiday celebrations. So this is a story of an interfaith family. Here we are on this page. Look, Mom. She opened a small, look, said Mom. She opened a small suitcase. It was filled with Hanukkah decorations of dreidels and chocolate and Hanukkah gelt, and enough candles for all the 8 nights of Hanukkah. There was also a pile of gifts on the bed, both for Rachel and her cousins. Rachel felt a bit better, but something was missing. Here's the father. There's no Hanukkah menorah, she pointed out. How will we light the Hanukkah candles? Hey, Rach, Daddy said, handing her a box.
It's here.
An early Hanukkah present for you. Open it. All right, and here is the menorah that she got from her father. Inside was the best menorah Rachel had ever seen. Each of its branches was shaped like a person, not just any person. This menorah had 9 12 Maccabees, each holding a candle, including one for the shamash. See, in the Hanukkah candle, the one in the middle is the shamash that lights them all. There's 8 candles plus the shamash. Rachel loved the story of the Maccabees, the brave Jewish fighters who defeated King Antigonus. She did think it was unfair, though, that the Maccabees were all boys. Rachel was sure that if she lived in the day of Antigonus, she would have been a Maccabee too. All right, so here it is with the menorah with Rachel. That was why this particular menorah was the very best. All 9 Maccabees were girls. Not bad, very unusual, but it's great to see that. Rachel gave Daddy a big hug. Okay, she said with a smile. We'll bring Hanukkah with us to Nuna and the cousins. A week later, here, Rachel's family took a taxi to the airport. Mom was in charge of the Hanukkah suitcase, but Rachel was in charge of the Maccabee menorah, which was safe in her own backpack. Here it is. On the plane, Rachel carefully tucked the menorah under the seat in front of her. Then she buckled her seatbelt and waited for takeoff. Here we are. The next thing Rachel knew, Daddy was shaking her shoulder. Wake up, Rach, we're landing. She slept through the flight. And here they are getting ready to get up. Everyone stood up and shuffled in the aisles. Mom was already opening up the overhead bin to take out the Hanukkah suitcase. Sleepy Rachel lurched to her feet and followed her family to the exit.
What's that?
I know, but look, the Hanukkah menorah is under the seat. Will they remember to take it? Here they are at the baggage. In the airport, Nana and her cousins were waiting. There were lots of hugs and even more kisses. Nana gave Rachel the biggest hug of all. Rachel took a deep breath, smelling Nana's perfume. Nana always wore lots, so everyone could enjoy it. She even saved her perfume bottles because she said they were too beautiful to throw away. I remember that. My grandmother did the same thing while I was growing up. I'm glad you're here, Bella, said Nana in a heavy accent. Me too, Nana, said Rachel, and she meant it. They are in the kitchen. As soon as Rachel stepped inside Nana's house, she caught the scent of evergreens and a whiff of Nana's famous cannelloni. Nana took Rachel straight to the kitchen and cut her a slick, thick slice of sweet, fruit-filled bread. I never actually had any, but I'm sure they're good. I'm making all my special foods for Christmas, Nana said proudly. Then she winked. And we're going to have Hanukkah too. Don't you worry. You brought everything we need. Yes? Rachel nodded. Mom has decorations and lots of other stuff. And I wonder what's going to happen. Uh-oh. Panic. Uh-oh. She stopped. She had been about to say, I have the menorah. But she didn't have the menorah. It was still on the plane. How could she have forgotten it? We all know that feeling. Giant lump grew in Rachel's throat. What's wrong, Bella? Asked Nana. All upset, Rachel ran to her parents. I left the Maccabee menorah on the plane, she cried. Oh, sweetie, said Mom. It's okay. We'll call the airport in the morning. But tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, sobbed Rachel. We have to light the candles. All right, now it's Daddy's turn. We'll still light candles, said Daddy. We won't get to use your Maccabee menorah tonight. But we'll put up the decorations, play dreidel, and eat latkes like we always do. Don't worry, honey. It will be okay. Mom opened her suitcase. The cousins swarmed around, reaching for decorations and spinning the dreidels on the kitchen table. But not Rachel. Her beautiful menorah was stuck on the plane. It was all her fault. There's Nana. Rachel rested her head on the kitchen table. She wished she could go back home. Definitely feel a lot of shame here. Then she smelled perfume and heard a whisper in her ear. Teach me about the menorah filler, said Nona. Then I'm going to make you feel in a quiet voice, without lifting her head. Rachel explained about the menorah. She told Nana how it had 8 candle holders for the 8 nights of Hanukkah, and how one extra for the shamash, the worker candle that lights the rest. Again, the one in the middle, right here, the tallest one. And how on the first night of Hanukkah, Jews light 1 candle plus the shamash, with another candle aided each night until the last night all 8 are lit. Okay, Nuna, now I know, so I'll fix it. But first, I need my super duper glue. Nana took glue from a drawer. Then she slipped 2 Hanukkah candles out of Mom's suitcase and marched out of the room. A few minutes later, Nana was back holding a beautiful, sparkly menorah. 9 glimmering crystal perfume bottles stood on a silver tray all stuck in place with Nana's super duper glue. The tallest bottle held the shamash and another held the first candle of Hanukkah. A smile spread over Rachel's face. It wasn't her girl Maccabee menorah, but it was a special menorah all the same. Very creative. Rachel ran over and gave Nana an enormous hug. Thank you, Nana, said Rachel, not letting go. When it got dark, everyone gathered around the glittering menorah. Mom sang the blessing, and Dad lit the first Hanukkah candle. Afterward, as Rachel munched on Nuna's lasagna and Mom's potato locker, she decided that bringing Hanukkah to Nana and the cousins were pretty special. Maybe next time she'll bring Purim. And that's the end of the story. So what is the lesson? The lesson is that you could be creative and create a candle of your choosing in terms of the menorah candle. Okay, so now I'm going to hand it over to Mr. EJ. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm going to be reading How Do Dinosaurs Say Merry Christmas, written by Jane Yolen and Mark Teague. On Christmas Eve, dinosaurs sleep. Does a dinosaur sleep? Does he go up to bed without making a peep? Or does he sneak out just what to see? Or does he sneak out just to check what to see? Does he rip open presents set under the tree? Does he pick off some ornaments, angels and all? Does he shake up the tree so the rest of them fall? Does he eat all the cookies left out for Saint Nick? Give each candy cane one sloppy lick. Does he end up the stockings right onto the floor? Does he pick out the best gift so he can have more? So he will have more. No, a dinosaur doesn't. He carols with care. He helps trim the tree so no branches are bare. He eats all his dinner, then clears away the dishes. And give his grandparents big Christmas Eve wishes. When Santa arrives, he's tucked in, hear him snore. Merry Christmas, you good dinosaur. So the lesson for this story is that being good around the clock and around the year will get you good gifts. Here's a sequel. By Jane Nolan and Mark T. How do dinosaurs say Happy Hanukkah? It has writing in it. Does a dinosaur act up on Hanukkah night when Mama comes in with holiday light? Does he fidget and fuss through the candlelight prayer? Does he blow out the candles when no one is there? Does he peek at the presents stashed under Dad's bed? Oh, I can see.
Go ahead.
Does he write his own name on each gift card instead? And the very next day, does he grab up the gelt? And the very next day, does he grab up the gelt? Squeezing the candy coins till all melt. Squeezing the candy coins till they all melt. Does he snatch away dreidels so no one else plays? Does he snatch away dreidels so no one else plays? Does he do it? Does he do this for each of the 8 festive days? No, a dinosaur doesn't. He sings every prayer. He takes turns with the dreidel, remembers to share. He eats up all his latkes and helps clear away dishes. Give Bubba and Zadie big Hanukkah wishes. Each time he's in bed for 8 nights, hear him snore. Happy Hanukkah, you good dinosaur. The lesson of these 2 stories is being good. There is being good and having good morals.
Thank you, EJ. Let's give a big head out to EJ. Woohoo! So we read these books because we're an interfaith household. I'm Jewish. My husband is Catholic. So EJ gets the privilege of getting gifts on Hanukkah, not all 8 gifts. And he gets gifts on Christmas. So he's pretty lucky. He's one of the lucky kids in school that he gets these gifts, and he likes every one of them. And of course, he makes his list and tells what he wants. And our dog Woody, our therapy dog, also benefits as well because he gets 8 hugs, and he also gets hugs on Christmas. So interfaith households can be a very positive experience. They're more accepting now than they have been in the past. People are more open to intermarriages, becoming very well known and respected in the 21st century. Back in the day, in the 20th century, or even before, interfaith marriages were frowned upon because everybody was always worried, what about the children? What about the children? What about the children? Well, what about the children? It's nobody's business what people do in their own households when it comes to their celebrations. And people have become more open-minded now in the 21st century to respect people's differences and honor their similarities and celebrate together. Celebrate both Hanukkah and Christmas. They do not, and also realize they do not mean the same thing. Totally different. Hanukkah is about overcoming adversity when you're in the minority, because the Maccabees were not trained soldiers to beat the Syrian Greeks. Back in the day, they had to really put their thinking caps on and figure out a way to defeat them, and they did, even though they were outnumbered and didn't have many weapons to speak of. But they did win, and the Hanukkah oil lit for 8 days in the destroyed temple back in the ancient times. And Christmas is the birth of Christ for many Christian families across the United States that celebrate it, and Catholic and other religions that are Christian. So they mean totally different things, but they're very symbolic for families across the United States. And Christmas also has the celebration of Christmas trees and beautiful ornaments. We have a menorah, which we do. We have I have one that light up. The bulb goes in the center, and then we start from the left to the right. Each night we say the blessings, and then we just say it. Be grateful and happy and proud. The last thing I want to talk about, did you want to say anything? No. Okay. Is a Jewish holiday baker. We also have another one for Christmas decorations. And one of the things the book talks about is a Mexican banana cake to have on Hanukkah. Another one is classic rugla. And a Hungarian Dobel's Tot.
Stuff. Also,
Okay.
Hanukkah starts on the 13th.
And runs for 8 days, yes.
So it goes till the 21st, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's definitely earlier. Sometimes they're the same. It depends where the moon goes. And Christmas is always every year, 25th. It's Hanukkah that we don't know when it is. So this year, Hanukkah is earlier than Christmas. New Year's the same, still the 31st. Everybody celebrates that. So at this time of year, one of the things to think about when you speak about adversity with COVID, that even though it took on greater proportions than anybody could ever imagine, outsmarting the greatest brains of the world, that we, the humans, who do not outnumber the coronavirus spreading, but we have put our heads together and worked together worldwide to come up with a vaccine to help put the COVID virus at bay. So we want to look at Hanukkah being a victory of minority against majority. Yes, COVID definitely symbolizes that, as the COVID was the majority, because it just spread very quickly into thousands and thousands of viral particles that took over the earth, took over the human race, which was in great numbers, and the human race, which did not outnumber the COVID spread of viral particles, came together and developed the virus. Hopefully the virus will work, the virus vaccine. Hopefully the vaccine will work, and then we'll be able to wear masks anymore and get back to normal life, and the elf can finally take off his mask. So, on behalf of Miller Chat, I wish everyone a happy holiday. Thank you, EJ Testable Miller, for coming on, and we wish everybody a happy New Year. Take care. Bye-bye.